Okay, great. And yes, Michael just dropped into the chat. There are over 100 employers registered as of today, and the numbers will continue to climb. So please stay tuned for more information about employers that will be at our fair. Okay, so what is a career fair? A career fair is hosted by the Career Fair Center at your school. It's an opportunity for you to come and learn about different companies. Companies sign up to come and meet all of you. And so they're here trying to find students for internships and roles. And so it's a great opportunity for you to come meet and network with different companies. In our virtual fair, you'll have an opportunity to meet one-on-one with certain employers and their representatives. There'll also be group information sessions. So this is a really great networking opportunity for you to get to meet lots of new people, also representing their companies from new industries, maybe some companies that you've never heard of. We also have some larger companies that are going to come. And so we want to encourage all of you to show up for a career fair. And we've broken down the steps to a career fair into 3 steps. So number 1, we're going to focus a lot on preparation, what you need to do to prepare to join the career fair and to be very successful in maximizing your time there. We're going to talk about resume, your online presence, your personal pitch, research companies, professional attire, video etiquette, choosing your strategy and planning your day. As you can see, the bulk of the presentation is focused on preparing because you want to focus on preparing in order to show up in your best self and optimizing the time that you are using with the employers. Also, we'll go over what to do during a fair, how to demonstrate a positive attitude, the do's and the don'ts, and never selling yourself short and always telling your unique story. And then after the career fair is over, also reminding you to follow up and send thank you notes. Okay, so if many of you are taking notes, don't worry, we're going to break down all of these steps into concrete ways. Okay, and I'm going to pass it off to Anu, our peer, who will talk about the importance of using a resume and bringing it to the career fair.
Thank you, Marilyn. So your resume is a chance for you to promote your skills and experiences academically or professionally, all in one page. And the first step to preparing for the career fair is to make sure your resume is formatted correctly, has the right information, and is up to date. STAR has an incredible guide of resume and cover letter samples, which is available on their STAR website and in Handshake as well. There are lots of examples of resumes based on different majors. It's definitely helpful to follow as a guide on how to build a standard resume. While getting started with your resume, 2 basic things to keep in mind is the font and the margin. So it's a standard practice to use fonts that are visually easy and clear. For example, Times New Roman, Arial, Calibri, or similar fonts with a font size of 10 to 12 throughout the body, and the font size of 14 to 16 for your name. And the margin is commonly 0.5 to 1 inch on all sides. It's crucial to maintain a consistent format throughout the resume. So the way you're formatting your date, font, margin, bold, and italicize must be in a consistent pattern all over the body of the resume. Now let's dive into the key sections that a resume consists of. Can you go back to the previous slide, please? Yeah. So the resume starts with your name and has your contact information at the top, which has your location, as in just the city and state, nothing more than that. Your phone number, and your most active email that recruiters can contact you through, and your LinkedIn profile if you have it all set up. Then goes the education section that consists of the name of your college, the degree, your major, minor, GPA, any honors and awards you might have from the college. Next is the work or relevant experience section. Now, this can include both any odd jobs and any work experience that is relevant to the job you're applying to. Additionally, if you lack relevant work experience, you can add academic projects after the education section because the academic projects are to demonstrate what is it that you have done or you've been doing in the project that you can bring to the workforce. Have you used any software, conducted research, or analyzed data, or what is it that is relevant to the position you're applying for? Then you have your leadership experience section where you get to highlight your role in extracurricular activities, skills you have gained and demonstrated. Next goes the volunteer experience section. And lastly, the skills and interest section. And that's pretty much it about the formatting. And on the right side, you get to see a standard resume and you can have a look at that. That's a really good example. And with that, I think we can move to the next slide. So your resume is your marketing platform, and to make sure that your resume is formatted correctly, has all the required sections, the keywords in the bullet points, does not have grammatical errors, or if there's anything specific you're trying to achieve in your resume and you think you need help with that, you're always welcome to STAR. You can either make a 30-minute appointment with us via handshake or come to our 15-minute walk-in sessions, which run virtually on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 3 to 4:30. And if you prefer in person, we are there on Thursdays from 3 to 4:30 as well. So now I'll pass it back to Marlene.
Great. So we also want to make sure we cover your online profiles. You want to make sure that you have key information. You want to make sure you have a great profile demonstrating in professional attire with a great smile, making sure that it's welcoming. You want to make sure that your resume is available, that you list key experiences targeting the industry or the roles that you're applying to. And also, online profiles are a great network opportunity for recruiters to see your profiles. So just two profiles that I really want to highlight. Many of you who have made it here today have already activated your Handshake account. We want to encourage you to maximize your Handshake profile by including and filling out your profile, right? So you on here, you can see that I've included a picture, my name, basic information. But the most important part is you want to make sure that in your privacy settings, you have it available for employers or for the community to see. That way, when employers come to your profile or when they're recruiting for a certain role or industry, they see that you as a candidate are qualified. Very important that you upload your resume to Handshake. Once you upload it to Handshake, you'll be able to submit it for roles and applications, but also share it with employers during the career fair. During our demo, we'll be explaining how to do that. Also, once you upload your resume to Handshake, it'll auto-populate your profile, making it easier for you to demonstrate all of your competencies, okay? The other website that we want to highlight is LinkedIn. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, we want to encourage you to create your account. We have some fantastic resources here at STAR to help you start with that. Again, we want to make sure that you have a great headshot, a background image that fits your brand, your headline with keywords. You can also make your resume live and available for employers to see on LinkedIn. And you want to make sure that you fill out the other sections, especially the About section. Here we have a sample of our senior peer, Aaliyah, who recently completed an American Express internship. And you can see she's also an operations management and analytics student at Baruch. So just giving the employer a snippet about what you are about, who you are, where you're going, your journey of professional experiences that you've held. And again, both of these websites, both Handshake and LinkedIn, are places where you can network, meet recruiters, meet other people in your industry, apply to jobs, and get connected to your industry. So we want to make sure that those are up to date and that you're available, especially when you're coming to the career fair, because this is virtual. A lot of this is going to be even more important when you're following up with employers. Okay, and now Anu is going to talk about your personal pitch and how to prepare it.
So generally, the first thing recruiters start with would be, so can you tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell me a little bit more about your background, or I'd love to hear more about your journey, and questions along those lines. All of these basically lead to your elevator pitch. So your elevator pitch is an introduction of yourself in 30 seconds to 2 minutes. You are branding yourself in this time span to the recruiters. So it's important to be able to present the information about yourself to the recruiter clearly and concisely. And I'm going to talk about what your elevator pitch should contain. So can we have, yeah, thank you so much. Your pitch should contain the sections presented in the slide. You're going to start with your background. So you want to include what your major is, why you chose your major, what industry you are interested in, and what you're passionate about. Next, you are going to highlight your strengths and experiences. So you are going to discuss any relevant experience that you have and any leadership roles that you have taken and what strengths you have demonstrated in those positions. Again, it's a chance to promote your accomplishment, skills, and qualities to recruiters. Next, you are going to transition to your career objective. Here, you want to highlight your excitement about the company because you want to be a part of the company, right? So do your research on the company so that you can speak to them clearly about your career interests, long-term goals, or your dream job. Lastly, this is your moment to leave an impression. So prepare a summary statement of why you should be hired or how you're ideal candidate for the position. Now, the trick to making your elevator pitch sound more like a conversation and avoiding being robotic is to practice your elevator pitch. Stand in front of a mirror and speak out loud, or practice with a friend you're comfortable practicing with, get their feedback and work on the areas of improvement, or record yourself on your device and replay to identify areas of improvement yourself. You're going to get comfortable with it. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Alia to discuss the next topic.
Okay, so now that you have your resume, your online profiles, which is your Handshake profile, and your LinkedIn, as well as your personal pitch, before the fair, you also have to make sure that you have a list of companies that you want to meet with and learn more about what they offer. So it's really important that you research the company. So again, you can review the list of companies attending the fair and decide which ones you're going to sign up for so that during the fair, you're not like struggling with choosing which company you're going to meet with. It's better to prepare beforehand rather than use up that time during the fair with researching the companies you want to meet with. So including there, you have to learn about the company, learn about what makes this company unique, why you even want to meet with them in the first place. And lastly, you want to prepare questions. So review their application process, ask any questions about the application process or anything that you didn't see from researching the company.
So this is your interview round where the recruiter is trying to get to know you more, get insight into your experience and what skills you possess, what is it that you're looking for. The most common and important question would be, tell me about yourself, which again ties to elevator pitch, which I discussed before. Some other common questions can be, why do you want a position with this company? Or why are you interested in this role or industry or major? I want to emphasize that the one-on-one sessions are 10 minutes and group sessions are 30-minute sessions. So you want your answers to be ready to make the best out of it and be respectful of everyone's time. Again, be clear and concise with your answers. Next, I'm going to pass it over to Alia, who's going to talk about how to prepare questions to ask representatives at the fair.
So besides the representatives asking you questions, you should also be prepared to ask them questions. This is to show your enthusiasm and to show your knowledge of the company. So some questions you can ask include, what positions are you currently recruiting for? What skills are you looking for in your interns? When will applications be open, or what the company culture is like? So this is really your chance to ask them questions that, again, you didn't see from researching your company. I'll pass it back to Anu.
So the career fair this year, as you all know, is going to be online, and so we need to keep the video etiquette in mind. The first thing is to ensure that you have the technical requirements set up. Before you join, make sure you have a stable internet connection, your device works properly, turn off ad blockers and allow pop-ins, turn off notifications, use Google Chrome as your browser, register for the fair, upload your recent resume beforehand, update your profile to reflect your experience, prepare to take notes and have a copy of your resume on hand. check that your camera and microphone are working. You have a professional picture on Zoom, and you have your full name displayed on Zoom instead of a nickname or any other name. And keep your video or camera open. Unless they mention, the video is optional. Even if they mention it's optional, if you do not have any issues with your surrounding or anything, we would suggest keeping your video on because it's easier to connect with individuals when you speak to them face to face. If you have your video on, then make sure your background is distraction free, the lighting is well, and the angle of your camera shows your entire face up to the top shoulder. Make eye contact with the recruiter by looking into the camera, and put your speaker on mute when you're not speaking. You can use a professional virtual background image available on Zoom, or blur your background if you're not comfortable with it. It's also important that you have a quiet space with no interruption. You're comfortable in that environment, and that you inform your household that you're interviewing, because otherwise they might not be notified about it and aware of it if you're doing it from home. And of course, dress professionally as you would for an in-person interview. You will hear more on that from Alia later. Another thing to keep in mind is to join your meeting 5 to 10 minutes early, because sometimes Zoom takes an unwanted update just when you join a meeting, or there might be some other issues, right? So just to be safe and avoid any on-call situations, join the meeting early and wait for the recruiter instead of showing up late and making your first impression not the best one, right? With that being said, next, Alia will talk about what to do if you need help troubleshooting any technical issues.
Okay, before we talk about that, I will talk more about how to dress professionally. So despite the virtual setting, employers would still really appreciate it if you dressed up professionally. So for men, it would be like long sleeve and a blazer. For women, it could be the same way, and minimal jewelry. So this will show that you're really serious about the meeting, and it will also give a really good first impression. So dressing up for the part will really make you feel calm, confident, and again, ready to make a great first impression. So keep that in mind, that even if this is through Handshake and it's virtual and you're in the comfort of your own home, that you still dress professionally. And now it's Marlen's turn again.
Okay, so we want to encourage everyone to learn more about the way that the career fair works. So for our virtual fair, we're going to have group sessions. These are 30-minute information sessions to learn more about companies and current roles. These are limited to 50 students per session. So if there's a lot of the high profile of the larger companies, you want to make sure you sign up for those as soon as possible. We anticipate that some of them will fill up. Many of the companies will be offering multiple sessions, so you'll have multiple opportunities to join them. Our Handshake virtual fair will also offer one-on-one with company representatives. This will be a 10-minute individual session to ask questions and learn how to advance in the hiring process. And this would be the equivalent of walking up to a table and getting to talk with the employer. Although 10 minutes may seem like a short time, there's a lot that you can really talk about in those 10 minutes. So you really want to prepare your personal pitch, come prepared with your questions, come ready with answers, have your resume ready as well. And that's why we're so focused on preparing you, so that when you're ready to go into these sessions, you're prepared and have all of these things done before you show up. Okay, the other thing that we're going to encourage all of you to do is to create a schedule. So identify target companies that you want to meet with and sign up to meet with them, right? If there are sessions happening at the same time, you'll have to pick and choose which one you'd like to meet with, or which one you're going to decide to forego and rather take a one-on-one versus a 30-minute session. Ahmad is going to be sharing a Google Sheet that we put together for everyone to help you get organized. This basically is a short schedule. It'll block off some time. It'll show you, what you're doing so far. So if you signed up, for example, for one of the banks at 12 o'clock, and then you want to go to a 1:30 with another bank, it'll give you some space and some leeway. And so all of those resources will be available. And I know I was just looking at the chat, and I know that many of you have questions about, like, if I'm a freshman, if I'm a sophomore, if I'm a junior, should I be attending? We want to encourage everyone to come, regardless if you're a freshman, junior, senior, or sophomore. If you're a lower classman, we want to encourage you to come to the group sessions and to really learn more about the companies. This is where they'll be talking about what they're looking for in their candidates, and potentially you can walk away with key information for the following year when you show up as a person who's actually looking for an internship, right? So it's never too soon to start. We want to encourage everyone to feel comfortable in navigating and talking with our employers. And also just being career ready. So, right, so preparing, getting a resume, getting your profiles, online profiles ready. So really welcoming everyone to come. It's a great networking experience. You don't know who you're going to meet. Sometimes we've heard really great successful stories of, you met them maybe your sophomore year, and then you learned about this amazing internship opportunity that they were going to offer over the summer, and you apply, and now you've had your first internship. So we welcome everybody. We encourage everyone to come. Again, as Michael mentioned earlier, there's over 100 employers, so there's someone for everyone from different industries. So there's going to be people from finance, for people for the psychology majors. So it's very inclusive, and these employers are, coming to you looking for Baruch students because they know the amazing talent that's here, and they want to bring you to their companies. Oftentimes, the recruiters will be Baruch alumni who are looking to bring more amazing Baruch people to their companies. Okay, and there's also a question about the recording. We can make this available in the folder we're going to share at the end. Okay, so talking about, during the career fair, so we've talked about resumes, video etiquette, your online profiles, your personal pitch, and everything else in between. So what happens actually during the career fair, right? We want to make sure that all of our students leave an impression. So when you show up to a video session, whether it's a group session or a one-on-one, you want to demonstrate a positive attitude. This will signal to employers that you're enthusiastic, that you're confident, that you want to come work for them, right? People want to work with positive people. And so make sure you maybe do something in the morning, when you dress up, that'll really put you in a great mood to show up to career fair. If you're having a little bit of trouble working through all of that, you can always schedule an appointment with a career advisor at STAR, and we'll work through a mock interview to address all of these maybe insecurities or anxieties that you have, and really working towards building your confidence so that you show up like a confident applicant when you go into these sessions. Okay, we always want to, again, stress that you maintain eye contact with the camera. It'll also show that you're confident when you're speaking, so just these are little tips that will make you stand out amongst other candidates. And of course, bring a smile. It'll inspire motivation and happiness, and that you're confident in them. So this is, and then during the fair, things that we want to encourage you to do as you're meeting with employers, both again in the group sessions and in the one-on-one, be honest, be yourself, right? Showcase who you are, your skill sets, the experiences that you have. There's no right or wrong candidate for a job. Oftentimes for multiple roles, employers will take different majors for the same role. So maybe if you're in HR, you can also apply for a similar role that someone in finance or someone also from another field is applying to. Okay, so be honest, be yourself. We want to encourage all of you to be courteous, friendly, project confidence, but also at the same time, remember to listen to the recruiters, right? Listen to their questions and make sure that you're answering what they're asking of you. So keep your ears open and make sure that you're listening to all of the information. Also, in the group sessions, we want to encourage you to listen to your peers. Some of them have really great questions, things that you might have not thought about yet. So listen to everyone, be an active listener in all of the rooms that you're participating in. Also, don't forget to ask for contact information from the recruiters so that when you're following up, you have their information, their name, make sure you're taking notes during your video sessions. You want to also be able to discuss your strengths and your skill set, but you also don't want to be pushy and, as Anna was mentioning, sound robotic, right? So, and the best way to do that, again, is to practice, 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 right? And why we encourage you to practice in front of a mirror is so that you can see yourself and be able to provide instant feedback and see your modalities and mannerisms, okay? We also want to encourage you to be conversational. Try to develop a relationship with the recruiter. Oftentimes, some of those stories that get shared with recruiters are some of the most memorable moments for recruiters and how you really stand out amongst them. Be respectful of employer time, especially for the one-on-ones. 10 minutes is short. If the recruiter has asked you that's the end of the meeting. Be mindful that there's also other students waiting to meet with that employer, and the employer is also wanting to meet with other students. So just be mindful of their time. Always thank all of the employers for their time, for coming, for meeting. You could do so in the chat when you're in group sessions. You could do it, in person when you're meeting with them on the one-on-one. Also, we want to highlight things not to do during your video sessions, okay? Please, 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 we want to ask all of you to not show up asking what the company is about, which is why we were encouraging you in the prep session to really do your research, right? We have heard horror stories where students show up and they ask the company, what is this company about? Tell me more about you, right? And so that looks terrible upon the student, that it shows that they're not prepared. It signals that they don't care so much about this role in this company, right? And so we want to really encourage everyone to prepare, do your research all in advance to make sure that you know what is happening. In Handshake, every company listed will have a blurb about what the main company is focused on, and potentially if they've given us information about roles that they're recruiting and hiring for, okay? You also, this is not the time and the space to ask about benefits, pay, hours, and other things that will be negotiated really when you've been offered a position. So please stay away from those conversations. This is not the time for that. Also, don't pretend to be something that you're not. So please don't make up experiences, don't make up internships or opportunities that you haven't been a part of, right? Oftentimes, when you are offered something, recruiters and the employers will do check your references. And so if you've listed something on your resume that you weren't really part of, and when they call, to check if you were part of that, you might come off, you'll definitely get caught, come off as lying. Okay. And so that won't put you in the best position with the employer. Also, please don't leave without asking what the next steps are. Make sure you say, so thank you so much for your time today. What would be the next steps to follow up with this conversation and get their contact information. Always remind everyone of your interests and of your talents. Don't sell yourself short. This is definitely the time to talk about your skills, your skill sets, and all of your experiences and how you are the best candidate for the jobs and internships that they're offering. Now, I'm just going to talk a little bit about after the career fair is over.
Thank you, Marilyn. So you attended the career fair, spoke with the recruiters, and you have a better idea of what companies or positions you want to apply to. Now, what do you do next? As part of the post-event action, apply to the positions you're interested in via Handshake, the company website, or as per you are directed at the fair. And don't forget to send a thank you note to the recruiters for their time within 24 hours of the career fair. In the thank you email, refer back to something from your conversation so that they can remember you, and attach your resume as well. Also reiterate your interest in the company and the positions they have available. You can also connect with them on LinkedIn. If you have any questions that you didn't get a chance to ask, you can follow up via email or LinkedIn with 1 or 2 questions. So that's pretty much it about the post-event follow-up. With that, we are going to move on to how to navigate a virtual career fair. So I will pass it back to Merlin.
So the difference between a virtual fair and an in-person fair is that this fair is going to be conducted virtually online, right? Normally, before COVID, the career fair used to happen here on campus, and it was a very busy time. And again, the same number of employees would come to campus. Still, we don't know when we're going to return to that model, but for now, we want to highlight that this is a virtual fair, and the fair takes place on Handshake. Okay, so all of you have Handshake and you have your Handshakes account. You should register for the fair. Again, the career fair is really an opportunity for you to engage in group sessions, one-on-ones. In this case, Handshake has its own built-in video feature. You should be able to sign up for sessions and manage your schedule. And you can also message employers on there. And so as you can see on this slide, this is what is happening virtually. So on the left side, we have Handshake, right? And this is what's happening, right? So simultaneously, all of this is happening at the same time. So company A could be hosting a one-on-one session. Company Z, another one-on-one session. Company AAA down there is also hosting a one-on-one. And there's also 2 other companies hosting a group session. Okay, it's up to you to decide where you're gonna go, which ones you're gonna sign up for, right? And what we want to stress is we want to make sure that if you sign up for something that you show up, okay? As you can see here in company A, the one-on-one session, the student didn't show. So just make sure if you sign up for something, make sure to show. If you're not going to be able to make it on time, you can cancel in advance up to 10 minutes before the start of the meeting. Please make sure to let the recruiter know why you're canceling. You can send them a message just letting them know, I already met with you earlier today, or unfortunately, I'm no longer available, or whatever the reason may be. But please make sure to sign up, go to all of your sessions. As I mentioned before, Handshake has its own built-in video feature, so everything will happen on the platform. You won't have to leave Handshake. The only exception is if you run into any troubleshooting issues. Okay, so we will have a Zoom virtual help desk available to students. And so we will have STAR staff, about 10 of us or more, and peers as well. They're helping you, whether it's with tech issues or with advising one-on-one, you need to practice your pitch, or you want somebody to help you fix your audio. We're going to be there, and this help button will launch an hour before the career fair starts. Okay, and as you can see on here, some students will be lingering, waiting to join the session. Some of you may be waiting to join the virtual help desk, and so this is the best way we consider to map out what's visually happening, virtually happening on the internet, on the web, and to try to really provide you with a visual example of the foot traffic, quote unquote, that we would experience normally in an in-person fair, but what's really happening online. Okay. Aaliyah is going to talk a little bit more about our help desk. We want to remind everyone that this is a resource that is available to you the day of the career fair.
So if some of you guys were there during the fall accounting fair 2 weeks ago, we also had a virtual help room. So we want you to succeed and we really want to help. So if during the fair you encounter problems, we will have another virtual help desk. So again, it's a separate Zoom meeting from the ones on Handshake. So feel free to stop by if you have trouble signing in, if you're having trouble meeting with employers, or even if you just want someone to recheck your resume one last time before meeting with an employer. So again, that's another resource for you.
Okay, so just a reminder to everyone, the virtual fair is happening next Friday, September 30th from 12 to 4 p.m. We encourage everyone to come the entire time. But for example, if you have a lunch break on Friday when you're at your internship or when you're at school between 1 and 2, please sign up for a session between 1 and 2. So you don't have to come for the entire time, although we do encourage students to come for the entire time. But please, if you haven't registered for the fair, please do so as soon as possible. We're very excited. As Michael was saying, we have over 100 employers who will be recruiting students. And now Catherine will be demonstrating a live demo of how to navigate the career fair. This is just a mock example. We're going to talk about navigating Handshake, signing up for a one-on-one, signing up for a group session, and also how to contact employers. So I'm going to pass it off to Catherine, and she's going to share her screen.
Great. Thank you, Marlene and peers. This is amazing. You guys did a great job. And I know you all want to know, well, what does it look like when it is live? Well, obviously, I'm not going to give you a live career fair because that's next Friday, but I'm going to give you a demo one. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Hope this will work. All right. So let's do this. All right. So when you log onto Handshake, hope you can see my screen. Maybe I'll do this. All right. I can do this so you can see more of my screen. So when you log on to Handshake, as a student account, you should see this. You'll see a lot of events that are coming up. You'll see a college. And for today's demonstration purposes, I create a demo career fair. So if this career fair is actually sent by invitation, so you all would have received an email to your Baruch email about the career fair. So for example, you would see this. This is an email you would see from Handshake. It says, Catherine, secure your spot at the demo test career fair. And this is what you will see. So what you want to do is you can do several things. You could actually register and do this, okay? And it'll bring you onto Handshake. And I'll give it a little bit, a second. Okay, so once you click onto that from the email, it's always easy to do that. You can, brings you to the career fair page. So obviously this is the demo career fair. You can see the fair for the 30th. So you see the button right here, it says register. You could go ahead, I would definitely do it right away. But if you want to kind of peruse, as Marlene had mentioned, and Michael had mentioned, we have over 100 employers who are around. If you want to see, well, you know, who's there? There are employers for every industry, and just don't look at just the ones you want. Look at the ones that you're not so familiar with. I kind of go back for the underdog because that's, you know, my background. I always look at the bigger picture. Go on the lines, set up one-on-ones, do group sessions. So far, obviously for this demo purposes, there are only 3 companies signed up. So you could see when you scroll down, always scroll down, guys. We know I'm at fault too. I don't read all the way down. So scroll down on your screen and you'll see the number of employers attending. You see we have 3, you see where it is, when, today, it happens, I said it for today, 4 p.m. and person who's running the career fair, and then you'll see the employers. There's COECAT Lab, there's Brew College, and Test Company A. So you want to know a little bit more of them, about them. You can either click on to the company itself, and hopefully my computer will behave, and you can see what is COECAT Lab about. I don't know who they are. They're not Bloomberg, they're not Citibank, they're not Wells Fargo, they're not, you know, ABC company. So what is this company about? Then you'll see the logo, and if you click onto that, you might, you know, go to their direct link. Where are they located? And here's a little blurb. You want to find out, well, what is this organization about? Should I apply? Well, here, this is COECAT Lab is obviously this is a test company, so guys, don't apply. This is a biotech startup using R&D to find cures for animal cancer using alternative medicine, headquartered in New York. They're backed by Sequoia Capital and Tiger Global Management, and testing, obviously, blurb. So this is just so you can read about a little blurb about the organization, about the company. So I do encourage you, if you're not familiar again with the companies, please go and read the little blurb. They have provided the blurb, they have provided links. You could see what industry they're from, how many employers they are. And of course, if this was a real company, you would see their link and you would click onto it. And now if they actually have open jobs, you would see the open postings and you can actually click on that as well. So if, for example purposes, we can do that just so you could see. So COECAT Lab just happens to have a accounting position open. So if they have positions posted in Handshake, they will have it listed there. You can actually click onto it. So that's, you can learn more about the companies. All right. Hopefully my back button will work. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back. So say you want to look at the other companies. Well, who else is there? Let's look at Brew College. And then again, same thing. You'll see what industry they're in, how many employers are there, and then a little blurb. Some companies will, you know, have a more lengthy, some will have a shorter one. So you'll see if there are students. If there are students working at the companies, you will see who's working there. You can actually connect with them. I've actually had one of my students who used this purpose where they reached out to someone who was doing an internship at a particular company, and they were able to get an information interview, kind of have a chat. What is it? How is it working there? What, you know, what do you suggest? What's the culture? So definitely use this purpose. That's the beauty of Handshake. You definitely reach out to students at Baruch who actually have worked or are still there. Okay, so you could do that. All right, let's go back. So that's giving you a view of what employers and who are attending. So obviously the career fair next week will have over 100. So you see, you'll have to scroll down a lot more. What you're going to do is you're going to register. It is important that you need to register for the career fair. So I'm going to go register. All right, so you get this message. You're registered. Great. Wasn't that easy? You press the button. Technology. This is amazing. So what do? As Marlene and the peers mentioned, you just can't just turn on your, Zoom or go show up somewhere. It's great that you want to go into our Zoom help room during the day of, but that's not where you're going to meet the employers. You need to, as this message says, we don't read, I know I don't read again, sign up for sessions. You have to look at what are the available group sessions, one-on-one sessions. You need to sign up. Most important, and they fill up quick. There are hundreds of sessions. So make sure you sign up as soon as you register. So let's see, well, I don't know what sessions they have. Well, click onto this message and you will see, oh, look, Chloe Cat Lab has, there's individual session. There's 23 open sessions. That's how you're going to know. Well, how many sessions are there? What is open? If there are open sessions, you will see under each employer, open sessions, how many sessions, and then look, these are one-on-one sessions. Remember, one-on-one sessions are 10 minutes long. This is not an interview, so don't fret and go, I'm not going to sign up for a one-on-one because I don't know what they're going to ask me. One-on-one session is a chat with you and the recorder, with the representative to find out what is the company about, what are they hiring? So 10 minutes, okay? So make an impression, do your research, set up a session, turn on your camera, dress well, as everyone had mentioned. If you want to join a group session, or some companies may have one-on-one sessions, some may have group sessions, some may only have one, the other, or both. So whatever you're comfortable with, go ahead. I would encourage you to do both. Okay, one-on-one time is always good. Coming from HR and recruiting background, I always like to know people, get to know you, and I tend to remember you if I see you. Group sessions are also good because there are some questions that other people will be asking. There's a presentation. They can, talk about the company, what's open. So definitely sign up for things and look at what they're talking about. Look at the group sessions. Here's a coffee chat with the CEO of Chloe Cat Lab. Then another group session, they're talking about the open positions. Oh, here's the last session. You're going to meet the CEO of Chloe Cat Lab. All right, so you can definitely do that. So let's look at, well, how do I actually sign up for a session? So you know what? Let's look at a one-on-one session. Wow. Okay, so who do you want to meet with? Now, again, each company is a little different. You want to look at the one-on-one sessions. You'll see the open sessions for Catherine Law. Okay, if you haven't already know, that's me. I'm the CEO. So you want to, do I want to meet with the CEO? Why not? There's a 2 o'clock slot, a 2:10. Remember, one-on-one sessions are 10 minutes. So there's a slot at 2, 2:10, 2:20, and so on. All right, if you don't want to talk to the CEO, maybe it's intimidating, it's okay. Oh, look, Kate Renard, she's the HR manager. Okay, I like to talk to her. Let's, what are open sessions? 1:20, 1:30, 10 minutes again. Okay, so these are the available time slots for a one-on-one. Again, it gives you a bit about the organization, just in case you've forgotten. And so let's go ahead and sign up for a session. Let's see, it is one. Let's do something that is going to, okay, let's do this. So you sign up for a session. That's where you confirm. Pick the session, hit confirm. Okay, look, get ready to meet. And it tells you everything is on your screen. So take your time to make sure you do that. But wait, if you're going to meet with one-on-one, you have to add your resume. If you did not add your resume, I'm going to walk through and how do you do that? All right, so unless sometimes your screen may prompt you that if you don't have a resume. So for my test account, I don't happen to have a resume. So let's go through the prompts. Add a resume. It's so smart, it's really so scary, guys. I actually had a test resume. I downloaded it onto my computer and it tells me, is this the resume you want to upload? If it's not, you can also always go to upload another document, find it on your desktop. If you have trouble doing that, of course, we're here to help you, but it will let you know, is this the resume? If this is the resume you're looking to upload, go ahead. I'm going to click that. I'm going to add it to my resume, to my profile. Oh, look, your resume is ready to go. That means I have a resume. The recruiter, whoever I'm talking to, they can download my resume, take a look at it. Remember, again, Marlene and the peers had also mentioned, you need to make sure your profile is public and it can be shared. If your profile is not public. They cannot see you, they cannot reach you, they cannot see your resume. So remember to, one, have your profile be public, so this way they can reach out to you. You will get emails from employers. So if I was a real company, COECAT Lab would reach out to you and say, hey, Catherine, COECAT Lab is attending the career fair next week. Please make sure to stop by and sign up for a session with us. Those are not spam emails. Those are actually employers taking the initiative to reach out to you because they looked at your profile or there's a criteria. They did a search that they happen to be accounting positions. They're looking for accounting students. They will reach out to you to encourage you to set up one-on-one sessions, group sessions. So definitely don't be worried that they're scam. Why am I, getting this? They're being proactive in regards to that. Even if it's not for the career fair, they will do that for their events, if they have info sessions, or if they're going to be on site, or if they're having virtual sessions or events. So take a look at them. All right, so your resume is ready to go. Okay, you're good. All right, so you signed up for that. So you can take a look at the other companies. Oh, look, let's look at test A. Let's see what group sessions. I'm interested in test A. All right, here's my colleague Ann. So this is a company, again, remember, this is a test company. So there's a group session and it is something that you want to join between 2 and 2:30. Remember, group sessions are 30 minutes long. So we're going to confirm, hit confirm, you're good to go. All right, so now, well, Catherine, I don't remember what I signed up for. Look here, so smart again, Handshake. Your account has everything there for you in your profile. Look, your sessions happening now. Oh, reminder, I didn't know, where am I going? Look, I'm missing out. It's going to end soon. You know what? Let's go ahead and we're going to click onto that. All right, well, let me just give me a second. I have to log back onto my other computer. Okay, so let's see if this works this way. So, oh, I have to go. Let me jump onto this. All right, so I registered for that. And it tells you again on your screen, all you have to do is go slow. It says join video. Let's hit join video. And let's hopefully this works on mine. One-on-one session. All right, let me just do this. So when you're on a one-on-one session, you will see this will come up. Oh, hi guys. Now be mindful of your background. Okay, you may not want to have things that distracts or that, and it looks nice, right? What's the big deal? But you want to kind of maybe blur. Oh, actually I don't have a blur. Okay, you can blur. Okay, so you can do a test. This is a test, so you make sure your camera's on. Oh, camera's not on. Camera's on. Oh, can I talk on the mic? You can see right here, everything is right on the screen. So let's go to mute. So I just wanted to. So you tested everything, right? And what is this? Audio settings, video settings, report a problem. Okay, so this is all very helpful for you. So now you're ready. You tested everything. Now you hit join. Look, okay. She hasn't shown up yet. All right, so that's me. So let me go on to my session. Hopefully I've launched the right one-on-one session. Give me, I'm trying to multitask myself here. Open slot, one-on-one, sorry, give me 1 second. Well, let's put it this way, if apparently I can't find my own. All right. Well, you know what? I would pop it. For some reason, it's not working on I can't find it, but the other person would come on. It's just like Zoom. So let's say we had a nice conversation. Hey, COECAT Lab has open positions. Are you interested? Don't forget to apply via handshake. Nice talking to you. Okay, all right, I have to do this. And here, you need to make sure when you're done with the session, either you or the person, the recruiter, or the person you're meeting will end the session. You'll leave the session. Leave the session. Are you sure? Yes, we're done. Leave the session. Okay, if you want to follow up, it's always good to follow up. Hi, Ms. Renard. It was great speaking with you. And I hope. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm not going to finish all things. I'm mindful of time. So we're going to hit send because it's a follow-up. Or say you didn't have a question or something you forgot to ask. You want to show, again, look, follow up on something you found interesting and helpful during the event. Show your enthusiasm for the role of the company. Ask questions. Maybe you forgot something. Hit send. Of course, always say thank you for your time. Okay, we like that. Send. Okay, your message was sent to Kate Renard, HR person. Okay, so done. So you did that. So you joined the video, and that's how you would join your session. Maybe it looks so simple. It is simple. Take your time. And of course, we're going to be there to help you if you have any technical issues. All right. So let's see. I think I did everything. Does anyone have any questions about the demo? I know Marlene said she was going to do questions at the end. So while I have the demo open, is there any questions? If you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, hi, I have a question.
Sure.
So let's just say I'm looking for companies to join at the one-on-one recruitment week prior to the event. When I'm looking at the links, such as the one-to-one, what if I find a company and let's just say that company doesn't exactly have a list of positions, job titles, in other words.
The posting sort, okay, let's start. Let's just go to the actual fair. Okay, so just everyone knows this is actually the fair. All right. So you're saying, so these are all the companies that we have. So you're saying that they may not have the job postings?
Yeah, sorry, what I meant to say is that they may not have job titles in their list.
Okay. Not every company may have them, as I mentioned before. So it's up to you if you are comfortable, you know, speaking to whichever representative. Maybe the time slot is best for you. So you may want to pick on that. Or maybe if you see their name, look, internet is an amazing tool. You could find anyone in their position. So if they didn't list it on, you know, our fair, what you can do, say you see the name Catherine Law from Baruch. I don't know what she does. So you know what? Look up Catherine Law, Baruch College. Then you can find out their title, and then you can say, you know what? Okay, she's in human resources. Oh, she's an alum. I don't know. I want to sign up for that. Okay, you could definitely do that.
Yeah, okay. Guess that does help.
Okay. Yep. You can unmute yourself.
Hey, good afternoon. A quick question. Would you recommend us to, if we are interested in a company that is attending to this event, to send them a message prior to the event saying, hey, I'm looking forward to meeting with you or something?
If you have the ability to do that, I haven't tested that. You can definitely be proactive and say, look, I signed up for the fair. I look forward to meeting you. You can do that if you have the option. I just don't know unless my colleagues, Mike and Ann, can chime in to see if that is something that you can actually do.
Do you think it's helpful?
It is also, it's always helpful, you know, again, for someone who comes from HR, that someone is proactive, that you have passion, that you're excited. So you can do that. You don't have to, but you can. All right, does that help?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any other questions? So, oh, are there any questions? Nice. Oh. Well, if you do, just go ahead and unmute. So you, just like in the test career fair, this is the real career fair. So the real career fair, you see there are 102 employers. Remember, you can see, look, 1-800-accountant, 92nd Y, Accenture, AHRC, AIG, Alliance, Allstate, Alpha Sites, Alto, Barclays, Berkowitz, BNP Paribas. Look at that. They list and tell you what they're looking for. Look, this is the blurb. If you want to follow them, if in case there's some news or something happens, you can do that as your favorite. You can see what opportunities they have. They're looking, they have an internship. It's a job, they're full-time. They accept OPT, CPT for those who are international students. They're attending the career fair. They're looking for those who are in junior and sophomore. You see what they're looking for, okay? It's very helpful for you, and I do encourage you to take your time, go through. I know it's 102 employers, but do your research, read about it, and please, I encourage you to look at organizations. Oh, you know what? I'm not too sure about BrainStation. What is this about? There is a blurb, so definitely go ahead and read what it's about. Even if you're not too sure about the company, attend a group session. Maybe you want to do a one-on-one. Ask them about it. So, not as, familiar, or hopefully you will, maybe you don't want to say that. You want to say, you tell us a little bit more. And, I'd like to work for your company. You'll see, look at the websites. Oh, Carol, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm on the Handshake list of all the employers that are going to be at the career fair. And when I go on the when I go on the available sessions, some companies are listed as they're there, but there's no more available sessions. But then some companies are just not listed at all. Is that because they haven't put in their sessions yet, or what mode they're doing their sessions in?
Okay, several things will happen. One is that maybe some companies, they have set a criteria. So what is a criteria? A criteria is meaning they're looking for maybe someone with a GPA of 3.8, someone who is already, a particular graduation date. So maybe they have those particular filters. It is, again, when they do those filters, they only are looking for a targeted group. So don't get me wrong, don't take it the wrong way, but they have certain people they're looking for. And one, it could be that, or two, it could be the fact that maybe they, one, have not set up their sessions as of yet. Remember, it's still early. So hopefully by next week, more of them will have more set up. Or two, maybe they do have sessions that have filled up. So if you want to, let's see, you can, put your contact, or Marlon, I'm sure she can email. If you want to, I can check for which particular company, I can check, or just give it until next week and follow up and see if it's part of that. I mean, they may not have set up their sessions, or maybe they're just all filled up.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep. Any other questions? So actually, let me see if I can go into their session.
I have a question.
Wait, can I?
Oh.
Sorry, just really quickly. So when it comes to scheduling our appointments, obviously it probably doesn't do well if we do 4 hours worth of 10-minute sessions all back to back to back. So do you recommend, just so that we're kind of punctual to getting into the meetings, that we maybe schedule every other, or every with a 10-minute break in the middle?
I mean, it's good that you want to do that. That's amazing. But, as again, for me, it's after a while, I'm gonna, I need to stretch. I need to, go to the bathroom. So do build in some time just in case something happens or you need to stand up. And so don't do back to back. But if you need to do back to back, that's a long time. But if you're able to do that, that's good. But I would recommend that you do build in some break time.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
A question that I have is, so you would recommend that you would recommend to write down a thing, to write down a sort of email to the potential recruiter before going to the meeting, and then one as a thank you letter after for the meeting?
Well, I don't know, because Handshake, we just transitioned over to the Handshake platform in August. So we're learning just as you, and I can find out for sure, and I can follow up and find out if you can reach out to the employees before. But I know, as during that demo, after your session, there is that pop-up screen that says, do you want to give them a note? I recommend, again, look, coming from someone who is on the other side of things, on, being HR and human resources, I always appreciate that candidates let me know, hey, thank you for your time. I did have another question. Can you clarify X, Y, and Z? Or say you forgot a question and I already wrote down something. You don't know what we're writing on your resume. So if you want to clarify something, you want to, say something and impress them. So I would encourage you to send that note, but you don't have to. It's a preference, but I would kind of on my side have you do that as a follow-up because it does pop up on your screen. If you can, just definitely do a quick one. If you don't, you can always do it later as well. Because look, when you register for the career fair, you sign up for the one-on-ones or the group sessions. The employers already have your contact information. They will reach out to you. They can download your resume. So they have your information. And when you register, you can see their, when you register for sessions, you will see the employers. Say you didn't have the time to do, look, I have the back-to-back, like the previous student said, I back-to-back, I didn't have time to write all these notes. You know who you signed up for. Remember on the sessions, you know what your schedule is. You can go back and see, yes, I made Kate Renard, I met Catherine Law. Let me go and now send an email to them. So you can still do it either way. But I would recommend you do send them a nice thank you. Whether you do it before, that's something I'll have to get back to and I'll let you know.
And one last question. We don't have to treat the one-on-one sessions like interviews, or at least entirely like interviews, correct? They're more like Q&A sessions between both the recruiter and the student, correct?
It's more of an information session where, you kind of, ask them questions. So it's not don't take it as an interview per se. I mean, this is for you to get a gauge of what the company is about and for them to get an idea of who you are. And then this is just a preview, okay, of an interview. So if things happen and the lines, right, they could follow up and go, hey, you know what? It was great talking to you. Let's schedule something. So again, so you always want to do your best. Remember, impressions, first impressions, you cannot go back. It's not Groundhog Day. You can't do the day over again. You can't do that interview or that session over again. So put on your best face, your dress, be enthusiastic. 10 minutes, that's all you've got to impress them, even if it's a couple of questions. So it's just a conversation. So no need to be nervous, but you need to make an impression, okay? Hope that helps.
I think that helps a bit. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right, go ahead, unmute yourself, Joey.
Hi, so I've seen a lot of companies out there and I want to know if it's worth it. I want to know your opinion, if it's worth it to reach out to companies. If I see, they're located in different states, is it worth it to reach out to them? Let's say they're in California or Texas or different states, would it even be worth a shot to reach out with them, schedule appointments? Because I know that most of them, I'd rather something over here in New York based,
Well, you never know. Again, look for example, this particular organization is located in Rockville, Maryland, right? How do we know that they don't have an open position that is in the New York? Maybe they have a satellite office we don't know about. And it's not advertised unless you do a bit more research. I always encourage everyone to look at the list. Look at those who are not familiar, even if it's out of state. You never know, and maybe it could be remote. Look, flexible work environment, friendly, managed care. So go take a look at their website where, they tell you what they're here. There's some of the sessions have questions, who has worked there. Maybe you can reach out to, other students that have worked there. I wouldn't say don't look at the ones that are out of state. Look at them. Maybe they have offices in New York. Okay. Does that help?
Yep, that's good. Thank you.
Anyone else? Oh, yep. Go ahead, unmute yourself. Miras?
Hi, I was just wondering how to pretty much schedule appointments with advisors for the career advisement through Handshake, because I received a message that you guys are gonna start doing it through there now.
We have walk-ins on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays are in person. So you can go through Handshake and make that appointment.
No, I know. I was saying,
Oh.
how do I do it through Handshake? Because I'm using the app and it's like not giving me the option. So if you guys can just do like a quick tutorial on how to do it. I don't know if I have to update my app. I don't know. It just doesn't give me the option to even schedule anything.
Okay. Well, this is for the career fair prep. So I'm not sure if Marlene or one of the peers can reach out to you.
Hey there,
Yeah.
I just want to mention I just provided instructions in the
Oh.
chat to schedule appointments on the Handshake platform.
Great, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, any other questions? All right, let me, before I go, so you see all the employers, remember, you click 102. Look, your schedule, remember, if you signed up for the sessions, one-on-one and group sessions, it will let you know, well, because I didn't sign up for this, so it would see whatever sessions you scheduled up for, who you signed up for, with who. And if you are not sure, well, who has open sessions? Again, it's all in front of the screen, so take your time. You see, okay, look, Sherwin Paint Company, they have a one-on-one session. They have 6 sessions open. Again, click onto it and you can see, just like I did before in the demo, with Dee, she's the recruiter. There's many different times. You want to pick it, you confirm. That's all you have to do to click. Oops. Okay. So again, each one, you can see those who set up the sessions, they're available, it is there. If it's not available, it won't show up. Let's look for one that doesn't. So you see, all of these have many sessions open. So I do encourage you all to attend and schedule one-on-one and group. Again, I go for that for those who are not that familiar. Look, what is the New York Civilian Complaint Board review? Sign up for it. They have group session, 30 minutes, 10 minutes. So look, there's 5 pages. You can go through and take your time, look at each one. Even if you're not familiar, look at all the large companies, smaller companies, things you're not familiar with. You don't know what they have to offer. If you work for, again, internships, full-time, part-time positions in smaller organizations, I find from personal experience and working with students that smaller organizations, you learn more and can do more. In bigger organizations, don't get me wrong, it's great. You all want to work for Bloomberg's, BlackRock's. Those are great, but you're going to be in one position. If you're in a smaller, what if you don't get, let's put it this way, what if you don't get the Bloomberg, BlackRock positions? You have to have plan A, B, and C. So take a look at plan A, B, and C. Look at other organizations. Oh, what is Rose Associates? Oh, multi-state estate. Okay, I'm interested in real estate. Attend the group session. Learn if it's for you or not. CVS. We all know about CVS. Oh, wait, they're in Rhode Island. Really? Oh, let's go see what one-on-one sessions. And oh, look, Ashley is the University Relations Manager. Let's pick a session and talk to her. What positions are open, and if they have internships, and they give you little blurbs. Look, internship, part-time, full-time, again, for international students. So again, it is all here. Take your time and do your research in advance. There are 5 pages of employers, and you can see their sessions. All right, group sessions and one-on-one. Look, United States Secret Service. All right, Macmillan, and so on and so forth. All right, are there any other questions?
Yeah, regards to selecting the internships, does it have to be within the major?
For those that have listed,
I'm sorry?
I mean, for the internships that the companies are offering.
Yeah.
If they are specific about the majors, and if, again, attend the info session, maybe they have some wiggle room, maybe they don't. So unless they specify they're looking for only that group or only a sophomore or a junior, then it doesn't hurt to go to a group session.
Okay.
All right, any other questions?
Hello?
Yep.
I was wondering if it'd be possible to, this session is being recorded. I just wanted to know if it was being uploaded anywhere, and if so, where it'd be. Just because I joined in a little late.
Okay, I'm sorry, you're a little underwater unless I'm, my old age, I'm getting hard of hearing. So can you just repeat your question?
Yeah, so I joined in a little late, but I see that it's being recorded right now. Is it going to be uploaded anywhere?
Yes, we'll be sharing a folder at the end with everyone, and we'll upload the recording there.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
We'll be sharing a folder with resources from today's workshop, including the recording.
Okay, and where would the folder be? Just because I didn't register to this Zoom like everybody else, I had some accounts that give me like the Zoom ID.
We'll be sharing the link on Google. In the chat. It's a Google folder. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, are there any other questions on the registering, setting up for one-on-ones, group sessions?
Great, so I think, just keeping on time. Okay, again, these are some of our peers here in the office. And then I talked briefly about asking more questions. If anybody has questions, please let us know. And then here is the code for the STAR Weekly. Make sure you're getting that. There's lots of information and resources, lots of events, employer events, professional development events. So how to write your resume, and anything else in between that is career related. We also have our blog. We will also be including a link to this in our folder. So lots of information on here about career, about building your professional profile, also how to attend a virtual career fair and things of that sort. Okay, please get in contact with us. So we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. This is where our blog post is held. There's lots of information on YouTube about how to build your pitch, your resume, and anything else in between that was developed, especially during the pandemic, to make it accessible to students. And then our presentation just took a big jump.
Thank you so much for your time. See you next week.
Thank you for that.
And then we just want to make sure that everyone has our contact information. So if you want to follow up with anyone at this presentation, whether it's myself, Catherine, or any of the peers. Sorry about our tech. And thank you everyone for coming today. Thank you to all the peers, to all the staff who joined us and were able to help with this presentation. Here is our contact information. So if any of you have any follow-up that you'd like to follow up with, please feel free to reach out to us via email. Our website is also on there. We are in the vertical campus on the second floor in office 2150. That's right past the elevators near the bathrooms where the vending machine is. So if any of you want to come and stop by. Today, actually from 3 to 4:30, we will be hosting walk-in hours. So if any of you are super motivated and want to get your resume review, we will have open office hours today, and it's first come, first served. So the sooner you get here, the more likely you'll be able to meet with a counselor. Those sessions are 15 minutes, so everybody please come. And again, thank you everyone for coming. If you have any questions, please make sure to put them in the chat, and we'll be here for a few more minutes. Okay, so thank you everyone. Aaliyah, do you want to say anything?
Yeah, so for today's walk-in section is only for in-person, or it also can be virtual?
Today, Thursdays is in-person only.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Mondays and Wednesdays is virtual.
All right.
Sorry, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesday, Wednesday virtual, and then we have Thursdays in person from 3 to 4:30. And you don't need an appointment, you can just show up and someone will work with you.
All right, thank you. Oh, by the way, because now I'm trying to apply some jobs, and on the Tuesday, it has one from, I think it's an employer. She just emailed me directly through the Look email, but I'm not sure it's a right way, or she's kind of really.
Yeah, she might have messaged you on Handshake, and then Handshake will send you an automatic notification via email that you've been contacted on Handshake. So just make sure where that message is coming from. If you're not sure and you want someone to help you with that, again, you can schedule a meeting, or you can come to one of our drop-in walk-in sessions.
Okay, so it's an interview or just kind of regular?
Yeah, we would need to see the message and the email to let you know if it's a interview or not.
Makes sense.
Okay, yeah, some recruiters are very proactive about getting Baruch students, and so they will be sending you messages. So just be aware that that is something that is happening.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I have a quick question. Monday and Tuesday is all like the STAR development Center services closed?
No, we are open all
Oh,
week. Yes.
This upcoming Monday and Tuesday though, when the college is closed?
Yes, Monday, actually, the college will not be closed.
Oh,
We
okay.
will be here in the office. There are no
Great.
classes scheduled,
Okay.
but the office will be open.
Oh, great.
And specifically on Tuesday, we'll be having virtual walk-in hours,
Great.
again, from 3 to 4:30. So you don't need to make an appointment for that. And you
Mhm.
can find the information on our website for that. Okay, but you can also book an appointment with any of the counselors who will be in the office, both meeting in person and virtually on Monday and Tuesday.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Can I ask about the Star Career Development Center workshop? Is this different from today's meeting or is the same thing?
Can you repeat your question, please?
I want to ask about the Star Career Development Center workshop. Is it the same thing as this meeting or is something different?
Today, this is the career prep workshop. So this is a workshop hosted by the Star Career Development Center. I'm not sure if you had intended to attend a different one. There's also like a club fair going on. But today, this is the career prep workshop. Does that answer your question?
I just want to know if I attend this, does this count as the FYS credit or I'm supposed to do?
Okay, you would have to follow up with your instructor about if this is a qualifying event. I'm assuming that it is for the career section. Okay, so just make sure you confirm with your instructor if you can use a career prep workshop for that category.
Okay, thank you for your time. Bye.
Great, thank you for coming. Other questions? Okay, great. So we will be uploading the recording to that Google folder. If possible, we'll send everyone an email with a link to that folder. Please make sure to save that link. I'll drop it in the chat one more time. It has lots of resources there for you. So make sure you save that link. And you can download everything in that folder. You can save it also to your own Google Drive. And we hope this workshop has been very useful and helpful to everyone. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you to the peers again and to my colleagues at STAR.